Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Wildflower T, and today we're going to be breaking down Savannah Chrisley's recent Unlocked podcast with her mama Julie Chrisley. We also did a breakdown of the Chrisley crossover. If you guys did not see that, I will tag it up above. YouTube's being kind of crazy right now and not putting out notifications, so I know some of you may have missed it, but that one was a very big deal for the Chrisleys because it was the first time in over 7 years that Lindsay Chrisley sat down with her family publicly, and essentially they allowed their mask to fall and have been very honest, open, and raw with the audience about everything from their estrangement to Lindsay's affair and divorce, and yes, even their upcoming sentencing day, the way that they are feeling about it and just how badly it has negatively affected their family. Of course, there has been a lot of speculation on as to why the Chrisleys are deciding to go public and talk about all of this now, but it's my belief one of the biggest reasons why is because, as some of you may know, their sentencing date is coming up very soon in just mere days. And I think that the reality of that trial and the outcome of that trial is really sinking in for the Chrisleys. This could very well be the last time for a very long time that the Chrisleys can sit down and be honest and open with the public. For that reason, it makes perfect sense on as to why they're doing it now. For those who have supported them from day one, and for those who don't like them at all, they're taking their power back and making their voice and their side of the story be heard.
Honestly, you're handling it way better than I am.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I've never seen two people, you and Dad, like dive so deep into prayer and religion and Christianity and God and be let down, but still keep believing. Like, I'm so angry at God. If God was real or if God existed, why do you allow bad things to happen? That's where I'm at, is being so angry.
Right.
Because my whole life could change.
Right.
And I don't mean money. I don't mean...
Right.
But the two people that I've always had there for me, and that's been my support system and who I've leaned on.
We're no better than anybody else to go through suffering. We're no better than anybody else to have difficulties in our life. Yes, it's crappy. It's unfair. There's nothing about it that's right or just. But we're no better than the next person to have to deal with it. And when you go through that fire, he has said we are as of gold. And guess what? Gold doesn't burn, baby. It doesn't burn. And that may sound preachy, but I believe it in my heart because I have to. I cannot believe that God brought me a little girl who needed me in such a way that he's going to take me away from her.
People are going to believe what they want to believe. Whether they believe that you and Dad did everything you're accused of doing or they don't.
Right.
That's what they believe, but what I will tell anyone listening to this is do your research. Go online, pull actual court documents, listen to both sides, and you will see the truth behind it all.
Savannah's not wrong here. People are going to believe whatever they want to believe, including myself. There have definitely been moments throughout this trial that I have questioned the Chrisleys. After they got the guilty verdict, I thought to myself, surely the government didn't make all of this up. There has to be some guilt towards the Chrisleys in order for them to get a guilty verdict. But at the same time, whenever the Chrisleys came forward with new information asking for a retrial, I thought to myself, well, it wouldn't be the first time that the government has been shady and crooked. We've seen it many times in the past in different cases. So I'm trying my best to stay open-minded on the situation, and this is another reason why I think that a retrial would be beneficial. I think that there is a lot of information that we as the public don't know, and in order for the whole truth and nothing but the truth to come out, I think a retrial is needed. With that being said, there are a lot of people out there who have already made their minds up about the Chrisleys. They receive so much negativity on a daily basis. People calling them frauds, asking them where their God is now. We're all allowed an opinion, and I get that, but at the end of the day, it is pretty low and messed up to mock someone else's religious beliefs. You don't have to agree with them, but to mock them, yeah, that's disgusting.
We're not the first people to be done wrong by the justice system. We're not. There's so many people listening. I've had kids reach out to me on social media that are having to deal with similar things from their parents. It doesn't just affect the people that it's happening to. It affects whole families. It affects kids. It affects, because it doesn't matter how old I get. Like, I'm 25, but I'm still a kid. Like, I still long for my parents. Anytime I have a doctor's appointment, I don't feel good. Anything, like, I want my mom.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people do not take into consideration, or maybe they just don't care. But Todd and Julie Chrisley are not the only family members being negatively affected by all of this. And at the end of the day, whether they're guilty or not, there are other members of the family who have done absolutely nothing wrong, and this is going to majorly affect them if they do end up going to prison, especially Chloe. Not only is she a minor, but she's already had a pretty rough life. Todd and Julie have been the only constant that she has had. And that, my friends, is what breaks my heart the most about all of this. Poor Chloe is going to be once again left behind. I don't believe in my heart that Todd or Julie would ever leave Chloe by choice. But that does not take away from the fact that from Chloe's perspective, she has been made to feel like everyone she loves does leave in the end. My heart goes out to any child that has ever been through a situation like that or is going through a situation like that, because it is very unfair to them. Then of course we have Savannah and the other Chrisley siblings on top of Nanny Faye, who is literally fighting for her life right now. And the last burden that should be on her shoulders is having to worry about her son and daughter-in-law going to prison. And I'll be the first to say, if what the government is stating in court is actually factual, then that is so beyond messed up on Todd and Julie's part to put their family through all of this. If you follow the Chrisleys and you haven't got to watch this episode yet, you can find it in the description down below. I highly recommend you go and watch the rest, but I would absolutely love to hear what you guys have to say about this portion. What are your thoughts when it comes to the Chrisley trial and everything that has came out thus far? Do you think the Chrisleys are going to end up having to do some amount of time or not? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up, subscribing, and tapping the bell if you haven't already. I appreciate you all to the moon and stars, and until the next one, mwah. Bye you guys.